Hi and welcome back to another episode on the Budget Mini Clubman. So first off, I just wanted to apologise for the lack of videos in the last few weeks. Life's just really manic at the moment and I've literally not stepped foot in my garage for about 2 weeks. So the last time I was in the garage was when I was trying to unseize the engine. That's been put aside for now. The next step on that will be white vinegar and then some automatic transmission fluid. But that's a separate sort of video if you like. I will go back to that, but really it's not my priority. I'm fighting work, fighting bits and pieces going on in life, and I'm fighting the weather. Where this car's kept, it does get rained on, hence why it's always sort of quite difficult to get out here and work on it, because obviously you can't be welding in the rain and you're leaving exposed metal, it's just going to rust. So yeah, apologies for the lack of videos in that respect, but I hope you can appreciate that things just take over. I've had a break and yeah, I'm fired up to get back at it now. I just want to get this quarter done, then the car can be turned round, and like I mentioned to you in the previous episodes, I can get the back end sort of pretty much in my garage, so evenings and weekends and stuff, if the weather is awful still, I still can work on it. So at the moment on the back of it, I know I've got to do a boot repair. I think I mentioned in the last episode, can't remember, I will have a look back, but I have got that corner, it's had a bit of a knock in that back corner, so I think it might need a corner repair panel there or just something doing with it. But we'll get onto that next. This episode, I want to get the rear quarter in as best I can and sort of see my way of going about it. You'll have just seen, we have this bad boy to use now. I've just set it up, had a bit of a play with it, and if I can find it, just welded four spot welds, and that is absolutely, yeah, you can't beat that finish. So I really want to get cracking of it. I want to thank my mate Pete. He's lent me the spot welder. He's basically got some cars now he needs to build. They're all painted and done, if you know what I mean, and he doesn't need it quite at this moment, so I'm going to try and get as much done as I can with it. Get the quarter on first to see how it goes with that. Obviously want to get to do the seal on the other side. Wow, it's going to be a lot easier. And yeah, things like that really, it's going to make life a bit easier. And then moving on to the 89, once we can afford some more panels for it, yeah, it just should make life so much easier, and the finish is just so much more factory and better. So you will remember I have got holes here. Obviously that's where I drilled out and separated those two panels. That's not going to be a problem. I'll still plug weld it from that side, but what I'll do is I'll spot weld in between it all just to give it that bit of strength. But all along here and all around the rest of it, I really want to spot weld as much as I possibly can. So let me get set up. I'm going to get this steel all cleaned up and ready to go, make sure I've not missed any areas of paint, and let's get this quarter on and fitted once and for all. Right, so we're all cleaned up. I've actually tested the spot welder there, and there's a few more along there, camera focuses. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I think it's going to struggle a little bit along there, because I mean the arch, I've cleaned it out as much as I can, but spot welders have to be perfectly clean, so we'll just have to see. Obviously I had to drill holes up there for plug welds. Got that gap there, and then that gap up there to sort. So I'll try and set you guys up. I am running out of daylight. It does look quite light here, but by the time I'm all set up and ready to go, it's going to be dark. Right, so I've got tacks there, done a few plug welds, a few down there, a few lower. I've pretty much welded that on, so the panel's not going anywhere now. I'm now going to go from the inside and plug weld all this along, and then work out the best way to tackle this. So I obviously have some holes underneath that I pre-drilled, thinking I wouldn't have a spot welder. So I'm going to probably plug weld those from underside, and then try and do the best I can with a spot welder all the way around there. I try and film as much as I can, like I say, I'm sort of running out of time, unfortunately, and I'm really struggling with the wind, so the welders, obviously, you've got shielding gas, and the wind's not helping with that, so yeah, start working in a wind channel. So I'll do the best I can, filming-wise, and yeah, if not, I'll bring you guys back in and sort of show you progress like this. Right, so I had loads of interruptions. Like I said, this is going to, you know, I've had to do it over a few days basically, or a few hours that I've had free. It's on. I'm really happy with it. I've just tried the door on. I haven't even ground these back, and you know, once these are ground back, I'm going to have a nice gap like I had before. So all along here, I had obviously some holes already drilled in the sill, so I've managed to plug weld those. The spot welder didn't get everywhere because, like I said, obviously all of this was old steel. As much as I cleaned it up, it still wasn't liking it. So I managed to get quite a few spot welds along here, and then obviously plug welded it from the back, which you saw. This is seam welded, this is seam welded, and I made a little piece up in there. On the back of it, there was a little gap on this ledge basically, so I literally put a bit of copper behind it and welded to the copper because it doesn't stick to that, the weld, so I managed to bridge it that way. So all of this needs linishing back. I haven't touched any of this. Just dressed this back a little bit around here, just where the plug welds are underneath, because the weather's turning and I don't want to get wet on the floor. The next point of call is I'm going to clean all this back, obviously get inside and clean this slot back, and yeah, really happy, because if you can all remember, I had no car here at all. All of that was gone, and yeah, we got one big nice panel with no dents, nothing on it. You know, yes, it requires a bit of filler obviously up here, but if you did it, you know, any other way, you still need to do that. And I'm glad I didn't have to do these repairs. The 89 is going to have these repairs here, but the rest of the car in the 89 top wise is really good, so it shouldn't be too bad really. Yeah, I really want to get this dressed back now. The weather is turning. You probably can't really hear the rain too bad. It's just spitting at the moment. But yeah, the weather is getting crap again, which is just you fighting it all the time. But plan is get this linished all back, car flipped round. This side, apart from the front, is done then. I'm really happy with that. Or chuffed with that, as I should say. Yeah, and then the back of it is the case of, let's cut that balance off, let's clean it all back, let's see where we're at, and slowly I might have some room in my workshop again, because you know, this is one big panel off the floor now. So yeah, let's get it all tidied back, let's get some primer on it. I might skimp a little bit of filler up here, just, you know, so I can see for myself how it looks, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. So I'll bring it in now, see it in its raw state, and then I'll get tidying up. Right, so that's for you guys probably a minute or so, but for me a good hour. Grinding back and tidying things up really. But let's just step back. The light's going, but it's on, and I'm really happy with that. For my first attempt, I can't have expected any more. So yeah, I'm really happy. While I was under there, I also welded up one of the holes that would have factory come in the sill. realised I missed it off when I put the seal on, so that's been addressed now. So we're all watertight and we're all solid. Really happy with it. And you think back to what was there, and I'll try and put a picture in. That's so much better. Right guys, thanks for watching. Covered in grinding dust, but we have a panel on, and me knocking it there meant it didn't fall off. But no, I'm genuinely really quite chuffed with it. It's absolutely solid, it's straight, and I can't ask for more than that. My first attempt, and do remember, it's a cheap pattern panel. So if you're on a budget, this whole thing's on a budget. Go out and just have a look at the panels yourself. I mean, problem is with panels is no one is going to be the same, because they all come out of a pressing, but how they're stored, how they're transported to you, obviously the pressings get old, so the profiles get lost, and that is the biggest issue with the patterned quarter panel. It's the profile. In certain areas of it, it's quite rubbish really. But like up there, I lost a little piece. You can put it in, you can make it. Here was probably the worst bit, but that I've checked on the other side. It's yeah, I can't knock it. So it's just taking a bit of fettling. So if you've got time on your side, don't throw away the idea of a quarter panel that's a pattern magnum panel, because they are half the price, or less than half the price of a heritage one. And as you can see here, it's done the job absolutely fine. So I'm going to continue to clean back welds. I'm going to get some filler on these bits here, and then I can truly see how well it's come out then. And yeah, after that really, it's a case of flip the car around, turn the car around, and get the back end facing my garage. Tooling's easier, access is easier. I'm going to get the back end up on some stands, and let's crack on with the back of it. I'm hoping the back end's not going to take too long. I know I've got a balance to do. I'm hoping the closures are either savable or repairable, because I don't want to have to buy closures for it. The valance itself does look quite good, but where it's had like a fog lamp and stuff, it's just corroded around there. So I've got a pattern panel, another valance off John, if you remember from 10 episodes ago now. Got 2 seals, valance, and 2 A panels with him. So once I've got the seal on and the valance, we're getting there with the panels he's given us. So yeah, let's just onwards and upwards with this. I will try and get more videos out as much as I can. Life, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, is a bit manic at the moment. I'm here, there and everywhere. If you saw before, I was up at Mr. Toons and we managed to get the engine in his van, and I know that he's going to be cracking on more with that. So go check out his channel if you haven't already. Yeah, you've got to just do the best you can. If I can try to get 1 to 2 videos out a week, I'm really happy about that. And it's the support from you guys that keeps me plugging along. So please hit that like button on this video. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I am thinking of another giveaway coming up very soon, so that is coming as well. So once again guys, that's all from me. I'm going to finish this off because we lost the light, or losing the light. It's getting really quite dark out here, we're clouding over, and I'm going to go in and have a lovely brew, and I can hold my head up high knowing I've come out, I've got space in my garage because there's a big panel on the car. So catch you in the next one guys, thanks for watching.